So real quick, this is what we're looking at week 15. So the Bills can clinch a playoff berth. All they have to do is win against Miami, who's struggling right now, plus then a bunch of ties. Kansas City could clinch not only a playoff berth, but could also clinch the division title. They just need the Chargers to lose or they need to win. And they're playing the Texans. So, yeah, I think
so the Chiefs have clinched the division. All right.
I think that they'll be all right there. So that's AFC. So really you could just have two. So right now the only team who has clinched a playoff spot in the NFL is the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't clinched their division yet, but they've clinched a playoff spot. So here you could just have two teams from the AFC and it's the top two teams. And then here, the Cowboys, if they win against Jacksonville, which actually might be a tougher game,
Oh yeah, that's going to be a game.
They've been playing. So if they just need to win, or they have like Seattle loss and all that great stuff. Minnesota, so either Detroit loses against the Jets or Minnesota wins against the Colts. I am a diehard Colts fan. This I want. Oh my God, I want the Lions to win the division. I do.
And the game's on Saturday. Jeff Saturday on a Saturday.
Yep,
we haven't had that yet. Saturday.
Yep.
What's going to happen?
Then San Fran is easy. They can clinch the entire division already just by winning against the Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
So they just have to win Thursday, and then that's it. So let's take a gander at this playoff picture here. So, Perna, what I wanted to talk about are the teams that are currently there, the top 7 teams. Which ones you see no longer being there? Like, which ones have the best shot of not being there? For me, right now, easiest one, Giants. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. I don't think that the Giants, I think that this is the hardest part of their schedule. They're going to start playing some good teams. They're playing the Commanders on Sunday night. They just have too many injuries. Their secondary, I'm pretty sure they're on their 18th string corner.
Yeah.
It's rough.
That's fair. They didn't even make the power rankings 14. So I think Giants, they're not going to make it. The other team that has a very good chance of not making it is the Buccaneers. And I'm not saying they won't. Okay. Panthers are a game back.
So right now,
that spot isn't as secure as we thought it was.
It's not, because they're playing the Bengals, who I think the Bengals should win that game. So if they lose, and the issue is the Panthers and the Falcons. The Falcons are going to be starting Desmond Ridder this week, so they're going up against the Saints. The Panthers are going up against the Steelers, which is just a really good defense. So it's just a matter of, can another team in the South actually just win a few games? Because the Buccaneers should lose against the Bengals. Then they have the Cardinals, who honestly, they're probably going to beat the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals are just not good. Then they have the final 2 games are the most pivotal. They got the Panthers, and then they got the Falcons. So it kind of is in the hands of the Panthers and Falcons if they're going to potentially do something.
Yeah.
So
the Panthers can do it. They do have to play the Lions, so they're not going to win that game. But I believe in the Buccaneers' ability to lose. I'm not sure the Titans spot is safe anymore because Jacksonville's playing better. They're 5-8, so they're 2 games back. Little worried about the Dolphins. And the Patriots got the Raiders this week. That's a fun matchup. Josh McDaniels going against his old team. When he was with the Broncos, he, of course, did beat Bill Belichick. That was the only nice thing he did for us.
That was the Super Bowl. Real quick, so I do want to talk about the Panthers. So they have the Steelers, the Lions, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. So it's not the easiest of schedules left for them. And they're, if they win again, so they're going to be neck and neck with the Buccaneers, I think, or just a game back if they both lose. But the Panthers have been playing much better. They're running the football. When they started playing against the Falcons, and when I streamed that Thursday night game, I was like, oh, okay. That's a different thing. They're playing good defense. They have a strong run game, and they're not doing anything super fancy. They're just we're just going to run it down your throat, which the Seahawks definitely couldn't stop. And I'm saying against teams, it's going to be tough against the Steelers, but against teams like the Lions, they may have a shot. The going against the Bucs, the Buccaneers defense is not there anymore. So I feel like there is a shot.
Yeah.
It's just going to be tough. It's just going to be going up against some better defenses. Like, are they going to be
There's
able
no
to...
easy path to the playoffs for any of these bubble teams.
Correct. But you know who could make the playoffs? I'm just saying, if the Giants lose 3 out of their 4 games, okay, which looking at their schedule, I think is very possible because they have the Commanders, the Vikings, the Colts, and the Eagles. So if they win against the Colts, I think they're going to get blown up by the Eagles unless they've clinched. The Vikings and then the Commanders, they could. And if the Packers win out, which, hear me out, the Rams, winnable game. I'm not going to say it's going to happen because I'm not gonna say, but the Rams. Then they have the Dolphins, who have not been playing as well. Tyreek Hill is going to kill us. I know it. I know it's going to be bad.
You will
probably not going to beat them. Then we have the Vikings and the Lions.
You will win 2 of those games. You will not beat the Lions.
I did say we were going to only win 1 of our next 4 games, but now I don't feel as bad about some of these games. Like the Vikings, maybe we could. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe.
Finish 9-8. It'll be a chore. I mean, I wouldn't bet against Rodgers, but we'll see.
Listen, Romeo Doubs apparently is healthy, so him and Christian Watson on the field at the same time, just saying.
Could be spicy.
And Kaylee believes in it, so because again, she's lost a bet or she has been kidnapped. So
Kaylee knows. She knows how to curse a team.
But yeah, so the teams I'm worried about the most right now, the Giants 1,000,000%. I think they're going to get kicked out of there. They'll be replaced by a team like the Lions, I think. The Lions need the Commanders to start losing. They need that. But the Commanders, they kind of have a weird schedule. They're playing up against a divisional matchups for the rest of the season.
I think in the NFC, 2 of the teams currently in the postseason will not be there. Whether that's Giants, Bucks, Giants, Commanders, don't know. But I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Commanders. I think the Lions are a better team than the Commanders. I feel like
both those teams are better than
either the Giants or the Commanders to get there. We're not Seattle. We stopped talking about them
because their defense is trash.
Yeah,
their defense is so bad.
Yes,
they can't stop the run like at all.
And they had some injuries to running backs, and they can't run the ball right now. So,
can we talk about the Dolphins for a hot second?
Yeah.
So, Dolphins fans be panicking a little bit. They're 8-5. Their remaining schedule: the Bills, gonna be real tough.
Yeah.
Packers probably won't be as tough. Patriots, they should be able to win, and then they play the Jets. Like that's not the easiest stretch. And like if they lose this week, they'll be 8-6. And all of a sudden things will start. Like, how bad is Jeff Wilson's injury? Do we know?
He was probably fine, but the Dolphins have to take everything extra cautious because of how they nearly let Tua die this year.
He didn't practice a couple days ago. So yeah, I think the Dolphins could be in trouble, but they have avoided worst case scenario. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the Dolphins they're in a position where if they do get into the playoffs, it's going to be because they have been battle tested these final 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So if they get in, I think as long as they stay healthy, they're in a good position because it means they've won some really tough games down the stretch.
Sure.
And that's really what you want when you're heading into the postseason.
Accurate.
But they've got a chance to be bounced, as do the Patriots. The Chargers are a team that
if their defense shows up,
could get healthy right when they need to. With Slater and Bosa coming back at the very end of the season, we saw how much of a difference Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both being on the field for their offense makes. So I can't trust the Chargers.
I think it's impossible. They're just so inconsistent. And again, their defense impressed me. They have the Titans, Colts, Rams, Broncos. They actually have a very winnable schedule. Like, again, I had originally picked the Titans because of the offensive line, but like Herbert, they were blitzing them all the time and it was fine. But yeah, I mean, they should be able to beat the Colts. They should be able to beat the Rams. Then the Broncos, they just need them to muff some punts again.
See what happens when they play us, baby.
I mean, maybe you are the one who's going to decide if the Chargers make it into the playoffs or not.
Yeah. The Broncos actually have 2 winnable games in the next 2 weeks. The Cardinals and the Rams.
There you go.
And then we go Chiefs, Chargers. So if there's any saving that draft pick, making it worse for the Seahawks, you got to beat the Cardinals and the Rams. That Rams game will probably be huge for a little bit of draft seeding for the Seahawks there, but it's gonna get wild. There's some
dude. These next 4 weeks are gonna get crazy. Like it's gonna be a sprint. So, yeah, I'm excited for it though, because this is when like the season gets really, really interesting. Because listen, as people who also like create it, there's definitely like a wall you hit, and it's like, okay, like you get to that like week 11 to like 15 mark, and you're like, but now like after this week, it's gonna be like, okay, like these are the teams that are gonna be fighting. Oh yeah, we're charging for the second hour now. That's why.
Oh damn it!
We got him. We got him. That's right, baby. And guess what? There is a copay.
Ooh.